Have you ever wondered why the ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting have become the most talked about topics when it comes to rapid weight loss? Suddenly, it seems like everyone knows someone who has tried it, who has lost weight in record time, who has changed their life. But is everything they say about these strategies true? Or is there more myth than reality amidst so many promises? If you have ever thought about trying it, if you have ever wondered if this path would be ideal for you, or if you have even tried it and didn't get the expected results, stay with me, because today we are going to reveal what really works, and what is nothing more than a poorly told story. The truth is that when it comes to weight loss, everyone has an opinion, and the worst part, everyone becomes an expert. It's the friend who says they fasted and lost 10 kilos. It's the relative who swears that the ketogenic diet slimmed their belly. It's the video on the internet promising the body of your dreams in 30 days. But what no one tells you clearly is the real impact of these strategies on your body. Is the ketogenic diet really that miraculous? Is intermittent fasting suitable for everyone? And, most importantly, are these practices safe when done without guidance? Now, stop and think. How many times have you started a diet full of motivation and ended up giving up halfway through because it didn't make sense to you? How many times have you felt guilty, frustrated, thinking that the problem was your willpower, when in fact the problem was the method? This is what we need to talk about. Because rapid weight loss can happen, but at what cost? What does it do to your metabolism, your mood, your energy? Doesn't the weight you lost come back with interest and corrections later? And before we dive into the 6 myths and truths about ketogenic and intermittent fasting, I need to invite you. Are you already subscribed to this channel? Because if what you're looking for is real, science-based information about your body and your health, this is the right place. There are no empty promises or magic solutions here. There is guidance, support, and truth. So, click the subscribe button and activate the bell. And if this video has made you think of something, leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and spread this message to more people who need to hear it. Now answer me honestly. Have you ever tried intermittent fasting on your own, without guidance? Have you ever cut out carbs, thinking it was the only way to lose weight? Have you ever felt that yo-yo effect after following a very restrictive diet? Well, yes. This happens to more people than you might think. Because when we embark on strategies without understanding why and how, the chance of falling into traps is huge. What few people talk about ketogenic, for example, is that it was not created as a weight loss diet. Its origins are in the treatment of neurological conditions, such as epilepsy. The focus was on the brain, not on aesthetics. And, of course, weight loss ended up being one of the side effects, because the body starts to use fat as its main source of energy. But does everyone need to enter deep ketosis to lose weight? Is this the best path for you? And what about intermittent fasting? Is it a weight loss method or a lifestyle? Why does it work so well for some and so poorly for others? Is it true that fasting speeds up metabolism? Or is this just another myth spread around the internet? The fact is that fasting affects hormones, affects the functioning of the body. And when done without supervision, it can indeed bring unwanted effects, loss of energy, difficulty concentrating, mood swings, loss of control when breaking the fast, and there's more. The emotional impact of these practices. How many people end up developing an even more unbalanced relationship with food by trying to follow these strategies? Because when food becomes a field of rigid rules, extreme restrictions, and fear of making mistakes, the risk of falling into compulsion, guilt, and frustration only increases. And then the weight you lose comes back emotionally heavy and difficult to carry. That's why we need to look at intermittent fasting and ketogenic diets more clearly. Understand that they can have benefits, but they also have limits. They can work for some people, but they are not a universal recipe. And most importantly, they should not be seen as shortcuts to quick results, but as tools that, when used consciously, can be part of a process of true health. Now stop and think. What do you expect from a dietary strategy? Do you just want a lower number on the scale? Or do you want more than that? Do you want energy, disposition, lightness in the body and mind? Because the path to this does not lie in magic formulas, it lies in self-knowledge, guidance, and balance. And that is what we are going to seek together here. And take the opportunity to comment below. Have you tried fasting or ketogenic diets? How was your experience? Share with us, because your story can help other people who are watching this video now and thinking about starting too. Stay with me, because in the second part we will unravel the 6 main myths and truths about the ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting. You will be surprised by what is fact and what is pure illusion. Now, let's explain what many people still don't understand about the ketogenic diet and intermittent fasting. Because with so much conflicting information, there's a big risk of believing in myths. So pay attention, because what I'm going to tell you now can help you avoid frustration, the yo-yo effect, and even health problems. The first myth that needs to be dispelled: ketogenic and intermittent fasting are for everyone. No, they're not. And that doesn't mean that these strategies are bad, but rather that they need to be adapted to each person's profile. Those who have a history of binge eating, for example, may end up entering a cycle of deprivation and overeating. Those with certain health conditions, such as poorly controlled hypothyroidism, type 1 diabetes, or even pregnant and lactating women, should not adopt these practices without guidance. The body is unique, and what works for someone else may not work for you. Now, let's talk about a truth that few people appreciate. Both ketogenic and intermittent fasting can improve insulin sensitivity when done with supervision. This means that your body starts to use blood sugar better, which helps prevent type 2 diabetes and control your weight. But I want to reiterate, follow the instructions. Because there's no point in following a menu from the internet without considering your real needs. Another myth I hear a lot: intermittent fasting speeds up your metabolism. The truth is that fasting, when done in a guided manner, can help regulate hormones like insulin and ghrelin. And this impacts how you feel hungry and how your body uses energy. But saying that fasting alone speeds up your metabolism is an exaggeration. If it's done incorrectly, for long periods, without quality food during the eating period, it can even slow down your metabolism and cause more harm than good. And there are people who believe in a classic myth: the ketogenic diet is just about eating bacon, eggs, and cheese as much as you want. It's not. A well-done ketogenic diet prioritizes natural foods, low-carb, vegetables, good fats like olive oil, avocado, nuts, and fatty fish. It's not synonymous with overeating saturated fat or low-carb processed foods. And the mistake in following this myth is that you can end up inflaming your body instead of bringing the expected benefits. Another important truth: fasting can, in fact, help reduce abdominal fat as long as it is associated with a balanced diet. It is not theft, it is the combination of these that works miracles. Because if you overdo it with empty calories, ultra-processed foods, and sugar during the period you eat, the benefits of fasting disappear. So the focus is not just on the time you spend without eating, but on what you eat when you break the fast. Finally, a dangerous myth: fasting and ketogenic diets do not require guidance because they are natural. And here I would like to give you a warning. Natural is not synonymous with harmless. Even the plants in your garden can be poison or medicine, depending on how you use them. Fasting messes with your hormones and your body's rhythm. Ketogenic diets completely change the way your body generates energy. That's why professional monitoring is what makes the difference between what can be a great ally and what can become a big problem. Now tell me, out of all this, what has surprised you the most so far? Have you ever believed any of these myths? Have you ever been in any of these situations trying to lose weight with fasting or ketogenic diets? Share in the comments, because what you experienced can open the eyes of those who are watching with us. And look, if this video made sense to you, if it helped clarify any doubts or even lifted a weight off your conscience, leave a like now. This helps the channel grow and spread this message to more people who need to understand these truths. And if you haven't subscribed yet, take advantage of this moment and click the button. Because in the next videos we will go deeper into how to combine these strategies in a safe and healthy way, how to adapt them to your lifestyle, and how to avoid the most common mistakes that sabotage results.